All right, with all the drama going on in golf right now between the PGA Tour and Live Golf, and the PGA Tour saying don't take those giant $100 million plus deals from Live Golf, and Live Golf saying
take it, take the deal.
And the PGA Tour saying
if you take the deal, you're dead to us. If you don't take the deal, we've got your back forever.
People denying deals like Rory McIlroy and specifically Tiger Woods of $800 million. That's right, he turned down $800 million. Tiger Woods doesn't have to worry about money ever again, but when you throw around 800 with 6 zeros trailing it, 800 million, your brain chemistry starts to change. You start to think about things differently. Maybe Live Golf isn't so bad. He figured it out. He turned it down and said, I'm sticking with you. And the PGA Tour said, thank you. We're going to merge with them though. So sorry, you're probably not going to get any money. Sorry. You're going to make money, but you're not going to get the 800 million. I'm assuming this is the case, but all of that drama got me thinking, rant over, is a professional swimming league possible? And when I get thinking like that, when I get a question like that pops into my head, I typically run over to Twitter. I run over to Twitter and I fire it off kind of like in a little fragment. Typically, sometimes I over explain a little bit, but I think that's why some of y'all follow me. I fired off we need a sustainable professional swimming league and swimming or whatever. That's not verbatim. That was a terrible tweet. If I had to tweet that, y'all would probably be like, are you okay? What's wrong with you? You have Twitter Blue. You can edit that. But I fired off the tweet so that I could see some of y'all's opinions. I read your opinions, and now I've kind of tried to formulate my own opinion on how I would build a professional swimming league. So that's what I'm going to do towards the end of this video, is go through a few points and a few kind of philosophies that I would try to apply if I was building a professional swimming league. But before we get to that, I think it's important to understand what we have right now. What we did have was the ISL, the International Swim League, and it was funded by one guy, which I think was one of our biggest problems, was having one person funding it and not like a group of people or having an organization manage that money. I'm assuming that's kind of the situation we were in, because when that money gets tied up or you get bored or he pulls out, see you later, league's done. If you had 10 seasons of history built and you had all this stuff, all this structure, it's all gone. So we had the ISL. What we do currently still have is kind of like two F1 or NASCAR style events in the Tier Pro Series and the FINA or World Aquatics World Cup, which that's a lot of W's in there. World Aquatics World Cup. It's like, sounds like a subwoofer. World Aquatics World Cup. It's like, whoa the whole time. So maybe we need to edit that now that we're World Aquatics, but that is a completely unnecessary and ridiculous rant that I just went on that was completely unplanned. So I apologize for that. Sorry. But we have those events and they're just not really the same as a PGA Tour. They're not the same as the NFL or the MLB. And the reason for that, and I know the PGA Tour doesn't necessarily have teams, but they have events that are set up to cater to fans, which we'll get to later. But one thing that swimming is missing, I think, is the ability to go from NCAA or high school programs and then continue on professionally on a team. It leaves you wanting more when you graduate. You're like, wow, why can't I go do this again, but for money? Like, that's my dream, right? And so if that's what we're missing. I think we're missing that professional league, and we had kind of a little bit of momentum with the ISL, and then that screeched to a halt. It was bubbling back up, and then it kind of went back away. That's where this question's come from. That's where the videos came from. Is a professional league in swimming possible? Before I dive into how I would build a league, I want you to go down to the comment section. On your way down there, hit that like button. Let's get this one to like a bajillion, no, 500 likes or something like that, just for fun. 500 like goal. Go down in the comment section and fire off your opinion on it. What do you think? What's your philosophy? What things would you do to create this league? Would you do this, do that? I don't want to give you any opinion, because having that fresh perspective and whatever's in your mind, I think is something we should try to hold on to before I tell you my things that might move you in one way or another. So while I've been babbling, hopefully you've gone down there and started to write what you're going to write. If you need to pause the video, but I'm going to dive into how I would build a professional swimming league. Now, I'm not going to dive into like what colors the cap should be, what the team names should be, or anything like that. I'm mostly just going to kind of stay high level and talk about the things that I think we should prioritize from the perspective of a guy that talks to a camera on the internet. I don't have a GM background, so take this with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion, mostly just having fun with it. And maybe eventually someday someone will read the comments section on this that has a lot more money than I do and apply it to a league, and we'll be able to watch swimming on ESPN. Who knows? But I'm going to go through 4 things that I kind of would try to keep in mind if I was building a league. Number 1, I would cater to the die-hard fan first. This one is non-negotiable. One thing that we miss out on a lot in swimming is figuring out how to keep people engaged with the sport when they retire. For some reason in swimming, and You can continue to kind of float around at lifetime, or you can come back at 28 years old and try to make Olympic trials for some reason. When you quit swimming, it kind of feels like the death of a part of you. When you quit football, when you quit baseball, you can kind of flip things around and just go to a minor league baseball game or become a fan of a football team. For soccer, you can do the same thing. There's like intramural leagues. We have masters swimming, sure, but we don't have a league that you can attach yourself to. So we lose a lot of those fans and a lot of that viewership. And some of the comments that I saw right away were, I just quit swimming and swimming's so boring that I don't want anything to do with it. And that leads me into number 2. Figure out how to make the format of an event exciting. So luckily for me, and I might catch a little bit of heat for a little part of this, but it's important, I was able to sit in the crowd for easily the most exciting environment I've ever seen at a swim meet, especially in terms of comparative size and importance. It was the Texas versus NC State dual meet here in Austin, Texas. I was commentating. I was sitting right in the middle of the crowd. They put a ton of thought into this. It was kind of their second or third iteration of trying to make this event fan forward. They had a giant inflatable. They had all this stuff going on, but that wasn't what really caught my eye. They did have the light show. They had the event, the board, the giant LED board, and they're playing really cool videos and stuff. But what caught my attention was the flow of the event. It was intentional. They split up the 500 so that fans wouldn't have to sit through a 5-minute race right back to back, which in dual meets right now in the NCAA, and this is all about formatting, we go 200 medley relay or something like that up front in a dual meet, get everybody excited, and then slam them with 2 heats of 1,000. Wild. It's a wild move. And it was on full display over there that we can't do that. We did the 200 medley relay and then went right into diving. Completely different energy levels. You bring everybody up and then you drop them off a cliff. Diving was on the other side of the pool complex. People in the stands were just kind of like trying to stay quiet. It's like going from Formula One to someone putting in golf. It's just different amounts of energy, honestly, different fan bases. And it's the same thing for like the 1,000. I'm not saying that you can't have diving. I'm not saying that you can't have the 1,000. What I am saying is shoving 2 heats of the mile back to back in the middle of an event that you're trying to package for fans, 35 minutes or so of swimming, straight swimming, is not fan friendly. Split them up, figure it out. I don't really have an exact way that you should go about it, but we can't have breaks like that. We can't cater to, oh, he's not totally warmed up yet. We got to wait. We got to wait until he's warmed up. We're going to have a 15-minute break because these guys might be tired. We can't do that anymore. If you're tired, figure it out. It's like the skins race in the ISL. The tired aspect of it honestly adds a little bit more to the narrative. So we got to put that aside. We got to move the event schedule along, keep it high energy, keep it high paced, have a hype man, do whatever, have a halftime show with a guy playing the banjo in the middle of the pool. Who knows? Whatever. Number 3, though, prioritize scoring. Scoring is everything in team-based events. It's obvious. Scoring dictates how you win. Winning is why you play. So football, it's on the bottom of the screen right here. Bottom of the screen the entire time. Soccer, it's up top left. Swimming, we have the time, we have the places, no scoring. So we had like a banner running across the bottom for the ISL. In, I think, most NCAA events, we don't really have the scoring on the screen like at all, mostly because it doesn't matter. But if we're doing a professional league, we need to figure out how to make scoring simple, extremely simple, like so simple that you could flip your screen by and then watch it and you can see it and be like, oh, those points go there, that happened there. Okay, I'm starting to kind of figure it out. Maybe I'll ask my friend that swam in high school if he can explain it to me. So keep the scoring, prioritize, keep it simple somehow, then we can complicate it later on. Number 4, my last point before I'll shut up and get off your TV, keep it domestic for now and start small. We went huge with the ISL. We went all over the world and we were flying teams all over the place. I think we need to stay domestic. We need to keep it focused, keep it right here, and then eventually start to move around. The MLB, the NFL, the MLS, we have all of these really successful things going on right here. Why did we go international right away? I know swimming has an international fan base, but it makes no sense to spend all of that money and fly around into different time zones so no one has any idea when events are happening. It's hard enough as a fan to figure out when you're going to be able to watch it. Thank goodness for SwimSwam doing how to watch, when to watch, that sort of thing. They've kind of revolutionized being able to track events. We need to keep it domestic. Keep it in these time zones. Start here, build here, keep it simple, keep it stupid simple, and then grow from there. I think that's the biggest miss we had with the ISL is we tried to do it all at once. We tried to make it exciting. We tried to make it international, and it just confused everyone. So a lot of opinions, a lot of nonsense. I'm probably wrong on a lot of this stuff, and that's why the comment section exists. So please go down there, make me smarter, make you smarter. Like the video on the way down there. Hit that subscribe button if you want more videos like this to show up on your home screen, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.